Welcome to another episode of Positive Vibes, brought to you by the Multidimensional Show with Natasha Aylott and Rachel Murphy-Bonner. In each episode, Natasha and Rachel aim to bring more happiness to the world with uplifting news, positive advice and helpful tips. On Friday, 17th of January, we cover the topic of mental health and the ways in which we can support ourselves and each other. During what is commonly known as the January Blues, we aim to bring greater awareness and helpful discussion on better managing our mental state and finding ways to lift ourselves with healthier, more positive choices. So relax and enjoy this next episode. May it bring some benefit to you and those you love. And please do share this on. You never know who this might help. Welcome to another live episode of Positive Vibes, brought to you by the Multidimensional Show, presented and hosted by me, Rachel Murphy-Bonner, and Natasha Aylott.
Yay.
Now, hello Natasha, how are you?
I'm good, thank you so much. Happy New Year. We're still in January. How are you?
Yes. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
Here we are in 2020.
I know. Brand new year, brand new decade. Feels a bit special.
It does, doesn't it?
A little bit of residue coming forward into the year, and there's lots of triggers happening, and everybody seems to be ill. Lots of viruses, strange viruses going around. I'm sure it's just to release all the rest of the negativity that needs to get out somehow.
Yeah, that's it. Have a bit of a purge.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, my family's all been poorly, and lots of my friends have been poorly.
Oh, have you managed to escape it then, Natasha?
Well, I woke up on New Year's Eve day in the morning and I didn't feel great at all. So I thought, right, echinacea, myrrh, vitamins, here we come.
Yeah.
So I have been, I'm well, thank you. And I have been taking probably 4 times the amount of myrrh I normally take, the same amount of frankincense, full dose of echinacea, lots of vitamin C, loads of garlic, and yes, doing well. I get the odd symptom in the morning and then I'm like, right, straight on the myrrh, straight on the echinacea, and yeah, all good. Thank you for asking. Upping on the coffee, sometimes I'm having 2 or 3 cups a day when normally it's just 1. Particularly if I've got an event or I'm speaking, I'm like, right, the show must go on. We have to stop. Yeah. How about you and your family?
Yes, we're well. There was some bugs in the family, sort of towards Christmas time. Dave was a bit poorly, bless him. I think the bug was doing its rounds, but I managed to escape with just a little bit of a feeling of lethargy and being a bit run down. But like you, we dosed up on lots of supplements and vitamin C and plenty of rest. And we made a fairly quick recovery. It took about a week for Dave. And I think I felt sort of a bit, more myself after the same amount of time, I think. So yes, we're back on form again. Just keeping active and eating healthy, looking after ourselves.
Yeah, and in some ways it's a wonderful time of the year because it's a brand new slate to start again, a brand new year, brand new decade. But actually, hence the topic this evening about mental health awareness and, the January blues. For lots of people, it's a really tough time in January. They've given it that last push and that last energy for the end of the year, for Christmas and people coming around. And then January hits, and it's, in some ways, for some people, it's an anticlimax, and not just in terms of the social scene and back to work and that kind of thing, but also because of, particularly in this country, and if you live in the Western world, our days are much shorter, so our sunlight hours are much less than they are the rest of the year, and we are desperately lacking in this country, the sunshine. And even if we have maybe an hour of sunshine a day, or maybe even 2 if we're lucky, people aren't taking advantage of that. I don't think that people quite realise how important it is to get outside every day if possible. And I didn't do a walk today, and I love walking because there was lots to do. I had lots to organise and arrange, and I simply ran out of time. Yesterday I went for a wonderful walk, and it's a joy to get the sunshine. So even if you have 10 minutes of sunshine on your body, as much as your body, your hands, your face, your neck, if you're brave enough, wear a short sleeve top. But it's so invigorating, so energizing, and it's really important that we mind how we're feeling, and also we observe those people around us. In my family there is a lot of history of mental health awareness, mental health issues, mental health illness, and with some people, do I notice any difference whether it's worse this time of year? Certainly traditionally my mum and myself really were affected by SAD this time of year, and in fact she's flown off to sunny La Gomera, which is just off the coast of Tenerife. And I thought, when I looked at the weather forecast, certainly on my phone, I don't know what's wrong with my phone, because the weather said it was cold there, about 9-10 degrees, and yet I sent her a message this morning and I said, how are you getting on? I hear the weather's cold. She went, it's beautiful. And interestingly enough, it's actually about 20, 21, 22 degrees out there. So we are getting the wrong information somewhere along the lines. So yeah, get off the sunny climes if you can this time of year. Get out in the sun, or at least have fresh air and lots of vitamins, because your body's resources are really depleted this time of year. So if you kind of struggle a little bit in terms of your mental health, then it's even more important to be mindful of how you're feeling, and up the exercise even though you don't feel it, and up the sunshine, up the vitamins, and just keep an eye out for everybody who's around you.
Yes, definitely. There's mental health in my family as well, so I've had a very sort of close contact with people who suffered greatly, and me myself as well. I've suffered with depression in the past, and I know how it can really kind of make you feel bogged down, and it can kind of take over a bit. So it takes some will and some commitment to when you're in that deep stage of depression, to actually take any steps. But just any small steps at all are better than none. And yes, like you said, if people can't get out in the sun for whatever reason, as people with disabilities, illnesses, take plenty of vitamin D, because that's a very big player in sun, lack of sun. So if you don't get out in the sun and manage to get the sun on you, where that it helps to create vitamin D in your body, then take supplements. I take supplements as a matter of course. I try and get out most days, go cycling and get some sunshine and fresh air, get those negative ions from the air, which are very beneficial for our health, especially in nature. Those are very good basic things to think about and to manage. And being out in nature as well is important, isn't it? I mean, just cleaning is so therapeutic. I heard that there's, I forget the details, but there was a news article saying that doctors were prescribing nature as a course of treatment for people. I don't know if you came across that, Natasha, but it was recently.
About time.
Yes. I hope that spreads. I hope all GPs are like that, because that's great. People, traditionally people think it's just about taking tablets, but actually we can do so much to look after ourselves on all levels.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned about vitamin D. I mean, I use a D3 spray, which you just spray in the side of your cheek in the morning just once. Vitamin E as well is really important for people. Vitamin C, scaletium, ashwagandha, if you can get those. Ashwagandha and scaletium work very well together. I take it in powder form and then just drink a glass of water. But this time of year, you need to kind of really be aware of all of these other things that you can take. And, going out into nature, you and I both really up on that, and aware of how important it is. And it's great to hear that, doctors are starting to become more aware of our natural resources. We are given nature for a reason. Whether you hug a tree, and I know people laugh about hugging tree, but honestly, you get so much from a tree. You get the oxygen during the day from the tree. So it's really clean air that you're breathing in. Just the clean air in the countryside, in the parks, walking down the street, hugely beneficial. And grounding is really important. You may not feel like taking your shoes and socks off and standing on the ground this time of year, it's a bit chilly, but you can just go outside and visualize that you are grounding. So even if you just stand on the grass or stand on the ground, you know, like the soil itself, if you can do it barefoot, great. If you can't, then that's okay. Just visualize that you are connecting with Mother Earth and connecting with the soil, because actually what happens when you touch the bottom of your feet on the ground, like the soil or the grass, the soil particularly great, is that all of your antioxidants and all of your toxins in your body actually dissipate and go through your feet into the earth. So it's a very good way of getting rid of the stuff and the energies and whatever it is that's in your body that no longer serves you. So you can definitely do things like that. And then for food, up your vitamin C. So fresh oranges, delicious. Cut them into smiles for your kids. Squeeze them into your juice them, or blend them however you want to have them. Pineapple's particularly good for depression. Fresh pineapple this time of year is quite reasonably priced as well. So if you can always have a fresh pineapple in stock, cut it up, share it with the kids. It's a really nice, have it for dessert. It's a really nice thing to have. It feels sweet and juicy in your mouth. Even things like nuts, particularly cashew nuts. These are great ways of helping to fight the blues and helping to fight the first signs of depression. Now, I do understand that, when you're in full-blown depression, the last thing you want to do is to eat something in particular, to go for any exercise or to go for a walk. But even if you can just be mindful about how you're feeling, and even if it's just have a glass of orange juice, it's going to help you, or have a vitamin C tablet, it's going to help you. So keep an eye, on people in your family, people in your office, people who are your friends, local people. Have you seen them? Maybe if you haven't seen them for a couple of days, just check in on them. And if you normally message them. Social media has its downsides, but it also is a great way of staying in touch with people. Yeah. You can WhatsApp somebody or text somebody and just check out and reach out to them, make sure they're okay, because this time of year is tough, really tough for some people. Yeah, for sure. Definitely reaching out to people if you feel that your mood is lowering, that you're feeling not quite yourself. Although the mental health symptoms will tell you that don't reach out, keep it to yourself, don't be a burden, self-worth issues may kick in, you may not feel like you're worth bothering with, all sorts of things can sort of try and sabotage you. But if you can reach out and make that effort to just talk to somebody that that you trust, and let somebody know if you're suffering, then it makes all the difference. Having that emotional and social support is a big factor in getting better, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. And also the other thing that I'm giving advice to young people at the moment is, think about, even have a little piece of paper and keep it on your desk at home, or keep it in your bag for school, or even in your pocket, and just write maybe 10 things down on it that you really love, that make you laugh, whether it's having a joke, watching a comedy show, whether it's singing, whether it's having a bubbly bath, whether it's having a shower, whether it's going to the cinema, whether it's walking your dog, whatever it is. Write those 10 things down when you're feeling good, and then carry that piece of paper or that card around with you, or have it on your desk or the fridge or wherever. Because then when you start to feel down, you can refer to it, and there might be something, if you like to sing, or you like to dance, or check in with one of your best friends, then just do that, because whatever it is that makes you happy is going to take you out of that mood. And what happens when you start to feel down, you start to feel depressed, is you don't feel like smiling, you don't feel like talking to people, you don't feel like going out, you don't feel like maybe washing, you don't feel like putting your makeup on or doing your hair, you don't feel like dressing up nicely. you know, you're the complete pole opposite of that. And so, you know, when you can think about something that maybe just jogs your memory, and I know it sounds crazy, but smiling, even though you don't feel like smiling is such a good medicine, because when you smile, you're sending dopamine, serotonin, which are positive endorphins and chemicals, into your brain, and then you start to feel better. So even if you can remember to smile, even if it's just a brief smile, and then you like get serious again, you might even laugh at yourself doing that, and then that might be enough to just turn the tables and stop the downward spiral and turn it around to go upwards. And so you start to feel a little bit better. So that might help.
Yes, actually, I was just watching something on Gaia. What was it called again, Dave? Is it Rewired or something? Limitless. It was called Limitless.
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
It's really good. And one of the episodes we just watched was about play and the importance of play. How, as we grow older, we kind of get conditioned or just forget or feel kind of a bit awkward about being playful, that it's just something that children do. But it's so important to be playful, isn't it? Right? You know, going and just goofing around, you know, making play out, washing the dishes, you know, just finding something funny or making a joke out of something. Even in the most challenging situations, you know, a sense of humour, you know, in the right time and place can really kind of lift things and transmute things. And I totally agree what you said about smiling, actually. One of the things in there, that episode actually just came up, was about smiling and smiling in the mirror. Because you've got that feedback, haven't you? You're seeing yourself smiling. And yeah, you, as you say, you know, even if it's a not a genuine smile at first, it will kick off those good feeling hormones, as will laughter. Laughter's used as therapy, isn't it? You get laughter groups. So yeah, just to have a good old belly laugh, you know.
Yeah, laughing yoga, or even watching, you know, like when we were kids. Well, you're a bit younger than I am, but when we were kids, we used to watch. We didn't have a television until I was a little bit older, but things like Tom and Jerry, just so funny. And Laurel and Hardy, so funny. You know, the old black and white comedy sketches, and they were just hilarious. So if you find some, and the thing is nowadays, you know, most people have a computer, most people have a phone, and you can just go onto YouTube and just type in funny sketches, or if it's something, you know, like Tom and Jerry that you like, or, you know, one of those Laurel and Hardy sketches, or even, what was the other guy the other black and white?
Oh, Charlie Chaplin?
That's the one. Yes, Charlie Chaplin. Super funny. Really intelligent guy. Super funny. So, you know, even if you think it's silly and it makes you laugh, it's done the job. And it's changing your state, isn't it? It's changing your state from this downward spiral and feeling really low and feeling totally helpless and that, you know, that this is something that you're not going to be able to get over, to changing it to something, even if it's like a smile, or even if it's like thinking about something funny, you may not even smile, but in your head you might smile. So again, that's shifting, you know, the mood, that's shifting how you're feeling about yourself.
Yeah. Another thing that I've come to understand and read a lot about is the power of contact, and how having a hug for a couple of minutes releases oxytocin, you know. So
human touch is beautiful. Yeah, really powerful. Holding someone's hand, giving them a hug, dancing with them around the room whilst you're hugging them. You know, you can go crazy about it, particularly if you've got children. You know, they're lovely, they really play along. Or what my dad and I used to do is, when I was little, I used to put my feet on his feet, and he used to hold my hands and I used to hold his hands, and he literally would walk forward, so I'd be going backwards, and he would literally say 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more, and I would roar with laughter. And it's such a simple thing. You know, so if the parents are the ones that are feeling low, do that with your children. And, you know, it's a wonderful little experience, wonderful thing to do. It's so simple.
Yeah, definitely. And not just children. If you don't have children, find a pet, find a dog to give a little, you know, fuffle with. We call it a fuffle. This is our word for petting a dog, is fuffle. We're a crazy household, you know.
Right, that's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I've got 4 minutes. Yeah,
until 8:30.
We've got 4 minutes left until we get to the half past mark. So yeah, we've got
Wow.
some tips there, haven't we? Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know, we're here. There's people, you know, out there, professionals out there, coaches, counsellors, therapists. If you really are alone, you don't have family around, or you know, for whatever reason, you know, reach out to somebody to talk to professionally. You know, there's many ways to get that support, and there's Samaritans, of course. So yes, we've got a whole host of resources at our fingertips. So
We have, and you know, I think it's safe to say that you and I are not immune to having low moments. I mean, even this morning, honestly, I had a really good cry this morning, and it wasn't something that I was actually driving at the time. It's not something that I particularly want to share at this moment, because it's a bit close to home. But honestly, it was one of those times where I just didn't know what the solution was going to be, or how quickly I could reach a solution. You know, and you get that feeling of overwhelm, whoever you are. So just because, you know, we're talking about it and we're sharing with, you know, our listeners and the people out there, doesn't mean to say we're not immune to this stuff. You know, we have these feelings too. And particularly, you know, when we mentioned at the beginning that a lot of bugs are going around, a lot of viruses and things are going around at the moment. I have my own opinions about where they're coming from. But the fact is, when people are feeling down and feeling low and feeling a bit poorly, you know, I was speaking at an event, and honestly, a few weeks ago, and honestly, I was not feeling good in the morning at all. And I thought it would be really easy for me to just stay in bed and just say, look, I'm really sorry, I'm not feeling very well, I don't want to bring any germs in. And I got up, I opened the window, I said good morning to the world, and I had my echinacea, and I had my lemon and ginger water, fresh lemon, fresh ginger, warm water, and I had my myrrh, and I absolutely dosed up on all of those things, and I had plenty of vitamins, and I had a shower, which actually made me feel better already. I put my favourite nice warm dress on so that I would be toasty, and big scarf and gloves, and I just got up and I went out, because I thought, you know what, the show must go on, you know, and I have a job to do. So, you know, I think it's important to, when you're sharing and when you do this kind of thing for a living, you know, you help lots of people, I help lots of people. And, you know, we're standing in front of people and we're teaching them and we're coaching them or running workshops or, you know, speaking on stage or whatever it is. It's easy to not share the vulnerable side. It's easy to you know, give the impression that actually you never have a bad day, or you know, you can always get going in the morning and it's easy for you. But the reality is it isn't. You know, but the thing is, we have a job to do in the world, so we're happy to step up.
Yeah. Yes, it all comes from the heart, doesn't it, Natasha?
Definitely, yeah. And that's what I did this morning. I was in the car and there was this huge negative energy, and I actually opened the windows and I was feeling really sad and I was crying, and I thought, come on, get that love into your heart, fill your heart with love, and then you can send it out. Fill your heart up first. It did work. I mean, I know it works, but in that moment I didn't feel like doing it, if I'm honest. I just talked to myself and said, come on, you can do this, and then I felt much better.
I find journaling helps actually when I have a low mood.
That's a really good idea. It's a really good technique. Yeah, so if any of you are out there, grab yourself a notebook and just start writing whatever is in your head, because I bet for you don't write like massive long sentences or paragraphs, or it's just stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I used to write reams when I was a teenager, but you know, more recently it just needs to be a page, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's done. I can see that's out there, and I can change it more from a place of, you know, objectivity, because I've put it out there and I've let my emotions out. A bit like you did with the crying. I think crying has its place, doesn't it? It's not all about being happy and, you know, putting a smile on when you don't feel like it. You need to let the emotions out too. And then go to a higher emotion, try and lift yourself up and take care of yourself, nurture yourself.
It's not ideal when you're driving, because luckily I had a couple of really good tissues, because, you know, snotty nose and crying eyes, and you're driving along and can't see what you're doing. And
no, there's no wipers for your eyes.
No, that's it. Yeah. So, but you know what? I think it's really important, and the purpose of, you know, doing this particular show this evening, you know, hopefully it will reach, you know, lots of people, hopefully, you know, out there. Or shouldn't use the word hope anymore. Trust is the word. I trust that it's going to be good. I trust that everything's fine.
Yes.
You know, reaching the right people, and, you know, a few techniques that will help you or help somebody that you know. Feel free to share this video, and do comment. You know, please comment about how you're feeling, any questions that you may have, because Rachel and I will check in and reply and respond to any messages. Yeah. Or, as Rachel said, there are other resources, other places to go, like Samaritans and other groups that specialise when you're feeling low, when you're having a tough time. And certainly, you know, I've done a lot of talks on this kind of thing. You know, mental health awareness, feeling overwhelmed, feeling really stressed, from chaos to calm. We've been doing this week, which is focusing, you know, on getting rid of the overwhelm, and which journaling is very powerful to do, you know, getting everything out of your head, committing it to paper.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Natasha. It's been a pleasure as always to have this discussion, and yes, I trust it's helping people out there too. So yeah, I look forward to talking to you again next month. The recording of this will be posted. There'll be a post-edited video. It's Friday.
That's wonderful.
So
yeah. So when's our YouTube going to be live, so that people can actually hop on? And because there are people that I know, certainly in my circle, that don't have Facebook accounts and who really like to see our show. They were sharing, you know, last month when we did it on YouTube. So sharing the YouTube clip.
Yes. Well, it goes on our YouTube channel, so people can watch and comment on underneath.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in the next few days, maybe a week.
Super. So by Monday, definitely it'll be up.
Yes, it will be up.
Would you say?
They can watch it, and they can comment on there and reach out on that channel too.
That's magic. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I'll also share it across my pages too. And maybe some other ones. And it's lovely to see you once again.
Well, enjoy your month. I'm sure we'll see each other for that. But yes,
definitely.
Everyone, thank you for watching from wherever you are. And take
care. Thank you, everybody. Have a very happy New Year. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
Much love.